Well, hello. You're now listening to the Black Bougie Broads featuring Kevin B. How y'all doing?
Great.
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Good. So, if you're listening to us on the podcast platforms, we are doing a live episode tonight. So, all of our listeners who are on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch will be able to interact with us tonight. So, be sure to comment. Let us know what you think. And if you're really feeling what we're talking about, we're going to bring them into the studio. So if you're listening to us right now, you're on social media, we will gladly bring you into the studio so you can give us your feedback and all that good stuff. So tonight is a special night. This week, you know, one of our faves dropped an album, and I swear it set the world on fire in a good, bad, and many different ways. But before we even get
doesn't
there,
she always do that, Erica?
yeah,
Yeah.
she does.
She has it down to a science how to market and release and do a lot of things, doesn't she?
She does.
Yep.
She does. But let us know if you're in the room. But today we have Kodak Kev.
What's up?
All right, there he is. I was hoping he was gonna say something because he was like this. What's up? And then we have B, the rich uncle,
What it do?
and we have Miss Johnny's.
Hey, y'all.
All right, so let's just jump right on into it. Beyonce dropped an album. Kudos to her. It's wonderful. I think it's great. Let's just start on a high note. What did you all think of the album, like an overall? Don't get all down in the weeds yet. Just a overall. Is it something you all can listen to straight through? What's the vibe?
It's a good vibe. I love it. I was excited. I did get the early release, like 2 days early. So
Was it an early release?
no, it's somebody.
It was elite.
Oh, okay. Oh,
It was
okay.
elite.
Okay.
I was trying to. Be
This is
diplomatic.
Erica. I did not receive such a thing. Thank you.
Me either. Look,
Me
so
neither.
when Brandon posted the album, I went straight to Apple Music and looked it up, and I was like, "Why can't I find the album?" And then I was like, "Oh, he must got the hookup."
Yeah,
Yes.
it was given to me by a friend. Appreciate it, friend.
No, you did not receive it. My Jesus, I'm
Oh
trying
yeah, I
to
didn't
keep you out
receive
of
it.
prison.
Oh my God, I'm not. Yeah.
Oh, Lord have
Too late
mercy.
for that. Too late for that. He already said it. It's too late.
Gracious. All right. So basically there was a release, and then it's been a lot going on. So Brandon, you thought it was great. Kev, Johnny's.
I enjoyed it. When you said, "Can you listen through it all the way through?" I tend to rewind a couple songs before I go forward. So
Okay.
I'm really enjoying the album.
That's what's up.
I'm a Beyonce fan, so
Yeah.
I might be a little
Okay.
biased, but
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Okay,
I
Kev.
listened to it before we got on here today, trying to
you did some
just getting the
prep.
whole
Get
vibe
into the vibe.
prepared.
Yeah.
It's the whole vibe.
Yeah.
King B.
I'm with Janice. I actually just listened to it today for the first time. I just listened to it maybe like an hour ago. So I have a very fresh take on it.
Okay.
It's good, it's cool. Do I feel like from this one listen that I can listen to it every day, or that I can listen to it straight through without any problems?
Right.
No. Maybe it will take me a few more listens to get into it. But it wasn't bad. It was different, and it's definitely a vibe, but it's just
It
in
gives
terms
me
of
disco music vibes. That's
I have
what
to be in
Donna
the
Summer.
mood to want to hear that. Kind of like most genres, like gospel. I have to be in the mood to want to listen to that, or Mary J. Blige. I have to be in the mood to want to listen to some Pain or something like that. So I feel like I have to be in the mood to want to get into it.
Okay. So for myself, I thought that it's a coming from a runway standpoint, I thought it would be everybody who has a fashion show is going to kill this song. Anybody who wants to have a certain type of photo shoot, uh just slaying it down, they are
Mhm.
going to enjoy using almost any song off of the album.
I can
So
see
we
that.
have addressed it. Hey Maurice, again, if you're listening to us on the podcast platforms, we're doing a live tonight. So if you hear us say, hey, we're not talking to people out the window, these are people who are actually watching this live.
What's up, Maurice?
So yes, I thought the album was pretty good. However, it has just, I mean, it has caused a bit of a ruckus. And we want to make it relatable because we do have listeners all across the world. This album is all across the world, but everybody might not be a Beyonce fan. So we don't
Girl,
want you to feel
Beyonce
like you're
like
coming.
Michael Jackson, honey. Don't do that. Don't,
Well,
Well,
everybody,
not
yes,
everybody is a
I
fan.
don't
Not
know. They
everybody
might
is a
not be a
fan.
fan, but they know. They
they know
know
her
of her.
music and they know
Yeah.
her style. So I agree.
Yeah,
Because I wasn't a
yeah.
fan of Michael Jackson, but they know Beyonce and like I knew Michael Jackson.
Right.
So
I'm
yeah.
just I'm relaying to people who are listening to us, if they're like, oh my gosh, this is all they're gonna talk about. I'm gonna make it relatable to everyday life so that y'all
Okay.
don't be like, I ain't trying to hear all that today, honey. We driving in the car
Right.
on a road trip and we just can't keep up. We can't. But we're gonna make it relatable. All right, so let's jump right into it. The hot topic of the week was our girl Khalees. First of all, I could not understand what was going on at first. So Khalees has an album that came out many moons ago, and it was relayed that that Beyonce sampled the song. And I did see on TikTok somebody relayed the song back and played both of them. It was just played at a different speed.
She didn't sample the song.
It was
She
the Go ahead.
she interpolated the line. She didn't sample the song. It's two different things.
Well,
But
explain it.
interpolated is when you sing the melody of another song, but she didn't actually sample the song.
Mm.
Like there wasn't, yeah. It's when you sing the melody of another song, like when people do. If somebody comes out with a song and somebody decides to use the same melody and just add different words to it, that's an interpolation of it.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I try to
Got it.
listen for it.
And I couldn't catch
I
it.
can't hear it. I couldn't
Me either.
hear it.
To me,
But
when I heard the side by side comparison,
mhm.
um, I don't know. It to me, it didn't sound. I heard it. I mean, I heard the line, but it didn't sound like if I would have heard it without all the media scrutiny on it, I probably wouldn't have even
You wouldn't
thought
have caught
about
it.
Khalees at all. I
No,
Right.
you
wouldn't.
wouldn't have caught it. Nope.
So
But the beef really comes from, so I didn't know, but my husband filled me in. So what happened was, I don't know, do you guys know like the backstory behind it?
tell us.
Yes.
Something about
So
Yeah.
masters, right?
okay, so yeah, it's all about the masters. So
Mhm.
Pharrell, I guess he produced the track, right? He
Yes.
went to whoever owned the masters and brought the music. Well, I guess my opinion is Khalees is really giving broke woman vibes because it seemed like she couldn't really afford her masters. So Pharrell went and got it, and she was upset about that. But my take is somebody was making money off of it, honey. So why are you mad? People mad at Pharrell for going to, to buy the masters. I'm pretty sure she had the opportunity. It sounded like she probably couldn't afford it, and he could, right? So at the end of the day, somebody was making money. Whether it was Pharrell, was it the people who owned it before him? So I don't see why so much beef around it. I feel like Pharrell made a business move. Like, okay, if they're making money, why can't I make the money off of it? And she just was not an opportunity to, get her own masters. And she's not the only artist that has to go through that. Like it's kind
Yeah,
of like
right.
you take it for what it is.
But on the inverse, let's flip it. If you were Khalees
Mm-hmm.
and Beyonce allegedly sampled or interpolated or whatever we want to call it, your song or whatever, wouldn't you too want money or at least a shout out or maybe feature me in the video or
Well, wait a minute. Did she ever say I want money? Like I watched the rant, you know, I was sent the rant a couple of different times. She never said that
She
she
never
wanted
said it, but
money.
I mean, that's what it, to me, that's what it boils down to.
But if you don't own something, then what do I owe
See, but
you?
there
I mean, I feel like
is,
everybody don't know the backstory. We don't know how much Pharrell put into this song. That's just me
n-
personally. I feel
but
like
there's,
I think we're missing something. That's me
but
personally.
there's intellectual property though. There's intellectual property. So, but yeah, I listen because you know I had to do my research a couple
Right.
a year plus ago. It's intellectual property at the to the point where if she really wasn't a factor in the business and the legality of it, then they wouldn't have ever scrapped the song or taken it off. I mean, we have to really look at it for what it is because if Beyonce or her team or Pharrell did not cross any lines, they wouldn't have scrapped that piece of the song. So there was probably
They scrapped
intellectual
that piece of the
property.
song
Yes,
because
they did.
I know they scrapped that piece of the song because it was so much talk about
Yeah,
it.
I think it was more so
I
See,
out of
don't
respect than anything.
you can, but it
Mm.
because I'm gonna tell you, I more than talk, it probably was a legality issue because she
it
was
wasn't
put.
legal. Let me
Let,
tell you something.
let
Let me
me,
tell you about
but
music.
but
You can you can
even with music, there is still intellectual property attached
there
to it.
you're
That's
right.
what I'm.
You're right.
So
But
what happens? Oh well, go ahead.
no, go ahead. You finish your thought.
No, no, because you got it.
Explain,
Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. Explain to us in the.
No, so it's almost like when you write up when you do an interpolation, and sometimes even when you do a sample, you are not legally. I mean, you have to get clearance to use the actual music, like the production, the music. But if you're interpolating someone's song and not using word for word, now this in this case it was word for word, but it wasn't exactly when I listened to it, the different it didn't sound like the same melody. It was similar, but it didn't sound like it. But when you do that, it's like when you write a paper. And when you write a paper in college and you are putting some type of footnote in there, you just have to give the credit. It's not a money thing. It's just like you it's just like plagiarizing. You can't say put a certain paragraph inside a paper and say that that came from you when you know you got it from this book. You just have to put a footnote. And that's kind of what it's like when you do an interpolation too. You have to just credit the original source. And her crediting when Khaleesi's name is not on the song as a writer, her crediting her was to me going above and beyond because she didn't have to do that. She didn't owe
Mhm.
Khalees that.
Right.
I
Um,
think she should have
She
done
didn't
that.
do anything illegal.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because at the end of the day, as to me, you could look at it as a business move. But I think I love Beyonce to death, but I think that was a bit roachy. Like to be
but
the
what if
hottest
she
woman
didn't
in the
know? My thing.
hold on, to be the hottest woman in the game, you're gonna have the best of the best lawyers on your team at all times. And if we all are about women empowerment and doing the best for one another, you would think that there would be a call. But Khalees is not the only one that did not get the call about a song being used. There is a drag king by the name of Kevin Aviance. He had no idea Beyonce would sample his song in Renaissance, but he thought it was an honor. But he
Right.
had literally no clue. But since people don't really know him like that, he was like, "Oh, I'm about to be on." So now he's doing interviews and writing it up because now he can get the shine. And I do not think Khalees is giving broke vibes. Honestly, I
Yeah, she
know,
is. She couldn't afford her masters and she mad
but
because she was
but
mad at
I don't.
Pharrell before all of this even happened.
Yes, she
That's
was.
exactly
I
She
feel
true.
like
was.
it's an
Right.
But
extension of
She
that.
was
She
but my
still mad.
thing
disappointed
is,
in
she went
him.
on social media talking cash money shit. So to me, when you do stuff like that, you get what you deserve.
But I didn't
It's a
even.
better way to
I'm a.
handle it. Yes,
But
Beyonce can
I
handle it
don't.
better,
I
but
did
so could a
not
police.
catch that. I did not see Cash Money shit. She was just telling it like it was. Like
She
there
was
are a
going
lot
back
of
and forth
things.
with people.
I would say that she was calm and she was just telling it like it was. If her and Pharrell had issues, and we have to put it out there. Pharrell has had issues with this type of stuff before. This is not his
Mhm.
first time. And if we probably
Mhm.
dug deep, we probably would find out more
Beyonce
stuff than
has
what we
too.
really
Well,
know.
well,
And
actually, Beyonce has too.
So are you
But
saying it
so
wasn't a good idea for them to work together because they
I
played
think
their eyes
no,
and feet together?
I think it is a wonderful idea. Look, whatever happens, happens. But at one point, you would think people would be an adult and be like, "Hey, we're thinking about using your tempo or whatever from your song is that cool? Or hey, let's all sit down and have a quick chat. This is what we
Do
doing.
you feel like
And
it
if
requires, is that cool though?
I
If she
would
doesn't
do
own
that.
it, does it require?
I
Because
Right.
when,
would think
when
that
I
If
there
you
first
want to
I
have
heard
your
the
money,
I
rain,
you
would.
could.
Were you asking me the question? Because I would say I
yeah,
would think that there needs to be a conversation, only because I understand how it feels to build a brand, even though Khalees may not have made a new song and God knows when. But the fact that she even sang on that thing and even pushed it out and performed it, it's almost like a respect factor. Because Beyonce is a big deal, does not warrant her respect over anyone else. That's just how I see it. So even if she did not have a enough money to buy her masters and things like that, it's the respect of, okay, you're an artist, I'm an artist, this is what we plan to do. So the fact of how much money you have should not negate the respect that you
Or your
receive
notoriety.
as an artist.
I
agree
think
with
she
that
gave her
too.
respect. I think
And
she
I
gave her respect by crediting her
I
as a
think so
writer on
too.
the song when she actually
I think
is
so too.
not a writer on the original song. So
Mm.
I
I
don't
feel
think
like
I
that
don't
was
think
the respect.
I think Beyonce probably got herself in some shit that she really didn't even know she was getting into because of Pharrell. Pharrell and Khalees are the ones who have the issue. And even Khalees said that she doesn't have an issue with Beyonce. She just wished there was a conversation. So that's
but
where I'm trying to
But
figure out
then,
where the Cash Money
but why
Trash
did
was talking about.
My thing
because
is,
because she was talking to random people who didn't know the insides of what was going on social media. As the same way you said Beyonce could have handled it better, I think Khalees could have too. That's all I'm saying. Everything
And
doesn't
that's
need to
true.
be done on social media. Then to add insult to injury, once Monica Lewinsky saw it, she comments and goes in too,
Monica
talking about
Lewinsky.
that's one of my
partition was
favorite parts on
released
Partition.
10
They better
years
not take
ago.
that
And I'm
off.
just right. I'm just like, I don't understand.
Wait a
So
minute. I'm
But
okay. Fill
that to
me
me, that's
in.
a bunch of
hold
Monica
on,
Lewinsky.
people bullies.
hey, before we move to that point, I just want to say, Erica, I agree with you, but the only thing I have an issue with was when the other people were making money off of it. Like somebody was making money off it. You didn't have an issue. But
Right.
because it's Pharrell and Beyonce, now it's an issue. I feel like if it wasn't
But,
Beyonce, it wouldn't be an
but we
issue.
don't know
When the
that.
other, yeah, we
She
do because
act,
So
they was
so
playing that stuff before Pharrell even brought the music, and she
understandable,
wasn't making
but
anything from it or
so
getting
it
any
is in
credit
writing that she made $0 off of these songs.
because she
Like
didn't own the
nothing.
masters.
If she don't own, even with her not owning the master, she's not making any money.
No, she made money when she was produced, like off the,
she
but not
made
off the
money when it.
song.
She made money off the album. She made her points
Right.
off of the album when they sold the record.
Records,
But as
right.
far as when you look at the credits for that song, she is not listed. She's just a performer. She's not listed as a writer or a producer on the song.
And so that's
So
where the money resides.
legally, they don't owe her anything because if they need to legally get permission from somebody, they go to Chad and Pharrell for that. They don't have to go to Khalees for that. So that's all I'm saying is she did give you
She
respect,
just sung the
like
song,
by
right?
So
she gave you
basically,
respect by giving you the credit. And my thing is when Erica says that warrants a conversation, you
It
want
does.
you want Beyonce to call her and
No,
ask
I
her, is it okay for me to do this?
I feel like there should have been a conversation, be it between Pharrell and
Mhm.
Khalees, or Khalees or Beyonce talking to Pharrell and then saying, "Hey, let's get
Saying
Khalees
somebody,
involved." There
yeah.
should have been something because honestly, for it to blow up like this could have just been a conversation and it wouldn't have gone anywhere. Nobody would
But
have even
honestly, I feel
thought
like
about it.
it could have been an opportunity. Who's to say that
Right.
Khalees's
And
album now
she
isn't
got it.
selling more?
She got
She might
all
be selling more. Who
she got the
knows?
opportunity. That's her just
This
even showing up on camera saying, "Can y'all believe this?" People are going to go
And
back
that's
and
why
run
she
the
did
song.
it.
That's why she did it, and this
That's
is
So
why
if
not
it
she
the.
did
wasn't
it.
This is
But
Beyonce, she
reopening
but
wouldn't
if
have
she
that
never did
can
it.
of
doesn't, but
worms
if
because
she
she's
doesn't,
had beef with Pharrell for a long time. She's
if she
already
doesn't
had a
own the
rant about
masters,
this.
y'all, okay, so this goes back to my question. If she don't own the masters and all this other stuff, then what's she gonna get from people going back to click it and listen to
She
her stuff
not.
again?
She
She's
not.
not.
But
That's
she's
why
getting
she's
the
I
here.
think
attention.
I
She's getting
think
the
there is
attention.
I think she's going to get something out of that,
So wait
but
a minute. Do you think a lawsuit is pending?
No,
I don't know if we would
Mm-mm.
have to do a
no,
lawsuit because
I
now it's
probably think they
gone.
already went through all that with Pharrell. That's why she mad.
no.
I feel
Let
like
me
if
tell you
she
why
had
she
any
can't.
opportunity, it was
Okay, tell
when if originally happened with Pharrell and him taking the Masters, but she couldn't even win that. So
She's entitled to have feelings about her relationship with Pharrell and her inability to obtain her masters. But I'm going back to when she originally had her first rant on social media before about Pharrell. That had nothing to do with Beyonce. And the bottom line is, you signed the contract when you started with Pharrell. So nobody forced you to do that. So if you didn't have, a lawyer if you didn't understand it, if you didn't have a lawyer to look it over, you can't blame anybody, or you can't call Pharrell or Chad a thief because you signed it. You did it. You allowed it. So now it's over. So now complaining about it, I understand you feel a certain type of way about it, but that happens a lot.
But it might not be okay.
In the music
if it happens
industry.
a lot, it may not be okay.
I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm not saying it's okay, but you did it.
That's
you can't. It's just all that anger that you're giving to Pharrell. You signed the contract.
So basically,
I think she needed to do a Cash App, build her monies up, and go buy her masters.
Who giving her some money?
She need to go do something. Hey, Brandon, he said it's about principle.
I just think that when she was with Nas, she should have put that money together and try to buy that masters.
I think I personally like Khalees. I feel like she handled it in a very vegetarian way because she was giving very much natural hair and she was calm. She wasn't hood rat city girl with it or nothing. So I was just like, yeah, she's giving me she's doing all plant diet. Okay, I respected that. She did not flip or trip. She was cool.
Let me ask y'all this though.
I thought it was.
Let me ask y'all this. Have y'all ever heard somebody say something? Right, whatever, and you thought it was cool, and you just go back and say it? Like, what's so wrong about that? Like, I don't feel like you should have to have a big to do about saying something that you like as a person. Like, it ain't like she used the whole song. About? Like if you hear somebody say something like a saying or a bop or
from
whatever,
somebody else's brand,
right?
Like a trademark, like a trademark or something like that, and then you use it,
right?
To Erica's point,
but that wasn't trademark. It's not like it was like a trademark. It wasn't like it was like a one statement kind of thing. You get what I'm saying? That would be different.
We all do that. I feel like, to Erica's point, when she was saying, Beyonce has this top team and everything, I felt like them including her in the writing credits was them doing their due diligence, because when I listened to it, if somebody hadn't pointed it out to me, I wouldn't have heard the reference. So somebody did their due diligence, like, this could be reference to Khaleesi's song, so let's just give her some credit so we don't start no shit.
Right.
I thought they did do their due diligence, but legally they did not owe her anything. They didn't, and that's just the way I feel. They didn't owe her a conversation. They didn't have to ask her to interpolate people's music. You don't. It's just like writing a paper and you put the credits in there.
So what I'm hearing, Beyonce removed her off of principle. Then
she removed her because Beyonce removed her. Well, maybe she did.
Yeah.
And maybe if it were me, she. Like, in my mind, she removed her because all of this shit that she's talking about. Yeah, she was like, you know what?
The shit talking. It wasn't even Khalees started all of that. So that's why Beyonce was like, you know what?
It's not worth it.
She felt like, you ever do something and you do it maybe in good intentions, but then the person don't take it that way. So you're like, dang, that ain't what I meant for it to happen. I didn't mean for it to happen that way. I didn't think that person would take it that way. Because me personally, I mean, if Beyonce used something we said on this podcast, I'm not gonna take it no type of way. I'll be like, okay, y'all better tune in.
But on the legal side, it would be a race to do a law. But Silver said a lot of young artists make the mistake and are paying for it now. Yes, we don't know, just because somebody released the album, just because somebody drops a song, these people are not rich. We are learning that
that has been going on for years. But think about New Edition. Think about TLC. People do not read their contracts.
Well, no, it's not. It maybe isn't necessarily that they didn't read their contract. We don't know the stipulations of how things work in the music industry, because a lot of people will tell you, I'm independent now. Like, people rant and rave about being independent because there's clearly a lot of stipulations that you're kind of just stuck to when you sign these contracts. So that's why you hear people say, well, I'm going independent. Because they don't owe anybody anything, because you have the people who have the money, who have the back end, who will promise you what they're going to give you, but they're going to take everything to the bank. So hopefully she will be able to, do some things. Brandon is back. He said, on the flip side, if Beyonce is about empowering women, Khalees was like your man. Pharrell is dirty. I mean, I just feel like I think Pharrell. We don't know Pharrell personally. However, I just feel like maybe it's just a little messy. It's just a
But
little
I mean,
messy.
Beyonce
it
just like,
is
look, it's not
messy.
even worth it for that little 4 seconds. Let me just take
Right.
it off
And that's
there.
how
It's
I looked at
like,
it too, Kevin. It's like you ever like when you maybe when you create a song, I never created something like Beyonce, okay? But you might hear something, you might get this idea in your mind when you creating it and don't even think about the backstory behind
right,
it. You get what
right,
I'm
right.
saying? So my thing is if we're talking about being creative and you come up with this idea and say, okay, you come up with this line, bam, and because of all the stuff that they got going on, why should that have to affect me and my and what
Yeah,
I'm doing?
what
You
you're
I
trying to
don't,
do.
that's just how I feel about it. Like I just feel like Pharrell, Khalees, they had their issues, which to me shouldn't even be an issue anymore because of so long ago.
Right,
Like
We
because
don't.
it's different
if
vibes.
you haven't handled it at this point, then
Yeah,
what's the point? Like
it's
make
actually
another
they
song.
acting
It's
like it's
nothing that she,
unresolved.
well,
Actually, is it still
There
unresolved with
might
them?
be, but there may be some unknowns here. There's a lot of
Right.
unknowns. That's why I
Right.
just refuse to be like, well, you should get over. I mean, we all have some standing issues with certain people. If you mention their
I'm
name,
not
you be like,
saying get
"What
over
on?"
it, but
But
I'm
it's the stipulate. It's a. You would think that it would be a better communication stream, at least even in Black music. You would think that everybody know. In my mind, I would think that they all got each other on in the little black
Mm.
book on the hotline and be like, "Hey, girl, this is what I'm thinking about doing. Are you and him cool yet? Like, are y'all got your stuff together? Because I'm more than sure if it was a issue, everybody kind of knew. They probably know these little circle issues, okay?
But
But
that's my thing, Erica. You said in black music, but when somebody else is of that's not black making money off your music, then you don't have a big to do about it. That's where
but,
I'm
but
coming
yeah,
see,
from with
yeah.
it.
now that part
Somebody
we
was
don't know.
making money off of that, right?
But
But
Hmm.
see,
when
I
it
don't
comes
know. But
to
we don't know
Pharrell,
that.
yeah,
We don't
before
know that.
Pharrell owned that master, somebody else owned it,
There you
right?
go. That's true.
Well,
That's a fact.
but when did he?
Yeah.
But
No,
who owned it
Pharrell and
prior
Chad have owned it from the beginning. They've
from
always
inception?
owned it.
That's why I was like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of unknowns, and
No, I thought
we
they
don't.
brought the masters. That's what I saw that they brought
They
them.
might have bought it from Interscope because
Right.
that's Khalees was her major label was Interscope, so they might have
Right.
Right.
bought the
But who
masters
were
from
the
Interscope.
people that owned it? What if I'm sure it wasn't brown people like
Right. Exactly.
Pharrell.
Right.
But even then, it
Interscope
wasn't
probably
used.
owned
But
their
it probably
publishing,
wasn't.
but Pharrell and I guess Khaleesi's problem is Pharrell is knowledgeable because he's been in the industry for a little bit longer. He's been working a little
But
bit
we
longer,
can't
and
use
he could have.
ignorance as an excuse either.
No,
No,
you're right.
no, because
But
we don't know.
Khalees
Has it
may
even
feel
been used
like,
before?
to me, it seemed like they had a brother sister relationship when they first came out, and they all was cool. And those first couple of albums Khalees did were completely solely executive produced by Neptunes. So I feel like she felt a type of way, like if we're this close, you should be able to help me to obtain. You shouldn't be predatory, and for lack of a better word, and just sign and just take all the masters for yourself when I'm your sister, you supposed to be helping me, blase blase. Which I mean, it's her right to feel that way, but in music industry, don't nobody owe you nothing. It's about that dollar.
That's sad. That's truly sad. Maurice said, "Do they have any past beef or misunderstanding?" So that's the beef or misunderstanding is that we not understanding. Shoot, because it's too much. It's a
It
lot of
could
gray
be.
area.
Right.
Oh
It could
Lord,
be a
Brandon
Nas
said
and
their
Jay
baby
Z.
daddies had
Yeah,
beef. My God.
They
because they
cool
both
now
are
though. They
from
cool
New
now.
York. I don't know. Like Kanye and Kim when they were together, Beyonce and Jay ain't fool with them too long.
Well,
It's
now
it's
it
a
was more
lot.
so Kim
It was
than
Kim. Yeah,
yeah,
it was more
Kanye.
Kim.
But
Yeah.
wait a minute, y'all forgetting Jay Z and Kanye had issues too.
But
I
that was
don't think it had
after the
anything to
fact.
do.
That was
Yeah,
after. But
yeah.
you gotta think about this too, Brandon. I know we kind of go how Kanye and Kim, how Kim is so public. Beyonce and Jay Z
That's her
real
side.
Yeah.
quiet.
She was
So
Yeah.
like,
I
don't
already
bring
knew
that
it was
shit
gonna
over
be
here.
some. Yeah, it's gonna
Hmm.
be some bumping of the heads because everything they
Hmm.
do is on TV. When
Right.
you have these people over here, that's kind of private and all that. So I could see how that was not going. You know, that was not going to be working out.
Understood.
So the next thing that I thought was very interesting, One of my favorite songs on the album is Church Girls. I heard it. I saw the label. I said, "Ooh, this is about to be controversial. This is about to be a mess." I was like, "Why she had to name it that? She could have named it anything else, honey. All my
What's wrong
good
with the name?
girlfriends, honey,
I like it.
honey."
She
But
gave
where's the
Oh,
lie? Where's
she
the
gave
lie in the
homage to the
song
That's
living
what I'm
say?
trying to
legend.
figure. And
Where's
you
the
know,
lie?
because
She
you
gave
talked
All
it up
homage.
that
so
she
much, that was the
said is
one
what
song
people
that I
say.
rewinded
But
to
guess
listen
what?
to.
Guess what? Guess what Twinkie Clark did? She made a video talking about it, giving her props and kudos
yeah.
and pushing it forward. If that's what it takes to bring people to the throne, that's what it takes. She didn't do a Khalees.
I thought yes. Now Twinkie Clark from the Clark
Yeah.
sisters, an icon.
And she
You
came up
know,
there with her wig twisted.
she
Was
blessed
it
her and
Twisted?
said you could do it. And I had a conversation with my mom about this. But I like some of our Aggie sisters who are self-proclaimed church girls. They were sounding off hard
What they say? Give us
about
a
this song. I'm gonna have to go to her page.
But well, I saw something that said that church girls and kingdom girls are two different things. So
what?
don't like if
Break
a
it
church
down.
girl is what Beyonce was talking about, right? What we all
Mhm.
always hear about when they talk about the preacher kids. Y'all know y'all heard them
The
people
PKs.
say about the preacher
Yeah.
kids and all that stuff. So I
Mhm.
feel like it was
For
nothing
sure,
we
yeah.
never that we haven't heard before. Now, if you're
Mhm.
talking about a kingdom girl, and I
Mhm.
like that. I like that person who said that. I wish I knew. Look at me. I'm like Beyonce, stealing people stuff.
Yeah,
But
flavors on it.
when I saw that, I was like, okay, I could see that. I could see the difference.
So what's a kingdom girl? I still am not clear on that.
A kingdom girl is the one that's not a church girl. They're into church. They love the Lord, but they're not like faking. Basically, like the quote unquote church girl.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
think I think they're trying to separate your relationship with Christ versus those who just show up to church. You can
Right.
go to church and
Well,
still be very much of the world, acting crazy, doing what you do, and then if you're a kingdom girl, you're the girl that is truly knee deep in the depths of your Christianity.
so a church
And
girl don't have any oil.
she got old, but she just don't use it the right way all the time, I guess. And it was just an all out brawl on my social media, and I felt so bad because I was like, oh my gosh, this is the one song that I would just be like, woo. But it's because of how I listen. Tucker down here, come here, boy. Y'all, the dog always busts through the door. Come here, boy. But I was very sad to see that communication amongst us women, but it's a conversation. It's a
Right.
conversation. So Johnny's gave her spiel about it, but Kev and B, y'all haven't seen the arguments about this. Y'all just seem very
I
much like,
have. I've seen it.
I haven't.
I mean, to me, a lot of
"Woo."
women say it's liberating because it talks about the image of a church girl and not having the ability to dance or have freedom outside of the church to be their authentic selves. It's almost like you have to come in with a covering and be covered from the head to your toe. And when you leave the church, you have to embody that same thing outside for people to know that you are quote unquote a church girl. So, do church girls not twerk and dance and be
Mm,
show cleavage and be a little, do they not go to
mm,
the club? I mean,
Some of them
a
do.
lot.
Jesus
Right,
went
and
to the
they
club
do
too.
that. So what's
Yeah.
wrong about singing that? That's why I don't get.
Yeah.
I feel like if it don't apply, you my
Right.
model. If
Right.
it
A
don't
hit
apply, let it
dog holler.
fly.
That's what she
Right.
said.
If it don't
Yeah.
apply, let it fly. If it do apply, party to
So
it, sing to it, put turn it up in your car, and get the rocking to it. That I don't. I honestly don't see why people are so offended
Yeah. What's
by
Erica?
it.
What's the arguments?
Because
I'm
you
intrigued.
okay.
What's the arguments
So
about?
you have people who are extremely conservative when it comes to
mhm.
your religion, and your religion is one of the most sacred relationships you'll ever have in your life
Yeah, it's private, it's personal.
if you're
It's
religious,
unique.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And basically a lot of I'm trying to find her post, Jesus, because homegirl went in. She hung out with us one homecoming couple. That was homecoming 2017, 20 when
So
we
she
went bowling. We
performed
went
since
bowling. She was with us. She just went off. because a lot of people feel like when you are a person of faith and you are religious, you are not supposed to be promoting twerking it down, your tiggo bitties, all that stuff. For me, I was not offended as long as she did not relay,
Mm-hmm.
leave the Lord, he's not for you, don't
Mm-hmm.
Right.
follow him. I interpret it as all of those women who are self-proclaimed church women who judge, who make you
Mm-hmm.
feel bad for wanting to go out with your friends and having a drink. If your song come on, you get up and you just dance. You don't have to necessarily bend over while you dance, but you're just having a good
Oh,
time.
you might
This is
want to.
letting, but these are the
Yeah.
ones.
I
This
don't
is the
remember hearing her
song.
say you don't necessarily have to. I don't remember. I
Yeah,
don't think I heard
this
those
is for the
lines.
women who aren't hurting nobody. They're
Right.
not
They're
out
just
here
minding
doing
their
too much.
business.
But
I'm just free with. I was born free. The Lord got me. We working it
Right.
out every
And
day
only
because
he
it's a
should be
walk
judging me,
every day.
technically.
And
I
he
mean,
should. But if you're in the
right.
church, you're gonna have people who's gonna tell you to cover up. You're gonna have people who tell you need to be ladylike. It's gonna be people. Because when I had my summer internship in Florida, Lake City, Florida. I went to church with the woman who was our secretary at the time, for my internship, and I had never been to the Church of God of Christ,
mhm.
and that's the culture church, and
What did you
I
have
went
on?
to
What's a
Macy's,
culture
and I
church?
had no
Coated.
Kojic Church. It's
Okay,
a
what's that?
denomination.
What?
It's a denomination of the faith of Christianity, and it's tight, baby. It's
Mm-hmm.
real, no nonsense. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
It's right. It's almost up there with apostolic. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and me and my mom had went to Macy's before we went down. She was like, "Oh, this would be great for church," but I've been Baptist. My parents are Baptist, so we got a Baptist friendly church dress
Outfit.
because the
Right.
arms were out. The arms were out, but it was a very much
Mm.
covered, beautiful summer dress. I had multiple summer dresses I purchased that would work for
But
church
you had
in
them
the
arms out.
blazing hot sun. I walked in the church, the music slowed down.
Because you had them arms out.
They were like, dun, dun, dun. Everybody
So,
looked back. I was like, oh, it was a very small church. Very
but
small church.
it's funny you said that because Twinkie Clark and the Clark sisters are out of the Kojic church.
Kojic church.
Kojic, yes, they
I was
are.
about to
Y'all
say
not gonna be
COVID
calling
has its own
COVID.
church.
Yeah.
But look, y'all, and I
Kojic
think
church.
They
that's what
are
the
out of the Kojic
conversation
church.
should be about, because I was reading something else saying that's why Beyonce kind of wrote the song, because the church made her feel the same way. Like she felt like, kind of like you, Erica, there's no reason why you welcome in the church. I don't care what you come in there with. There's no reason why you should feel
Come as you are.
unwelcome in the church. And I was
Well,
reading something, and that's why Beyonce wrote the song, because the church had so much to say about her once she started like doing her music and all that stuff.
Yes, they
So
are.
yeah,
They're saying that her music is demonic.
Well,
Actually,
what I'm trying to figure out what your
that's a whole nother
music,
thing.
that's all
unless it
right.
says
Like,
serve the devil, has to do with your relationship with God. What does that have to
Well,
do?
because what's happening is when you have a great impact like she does,
an
people are
influence.
they're going to
Mhm.
look at every single word that you say. They're going
Rooting
to be on it, honey. And I saw absolutely no issue with the song. If anything, it was like, yeah, kind of been there before. I was judged when I walked into that church, and the woman who worked with me, she can't, because we lived together. We had to live with her because our internship was like 2 months, so they didn't want to put us up in a apartment. But I told them when I left, y'all need to have a budget and a contract with an apartment complex where y'all can put us in an apartment, because it was a lot.
You
But
had
I learned a
issues?
lot. Is that she came to me with a bowl of ice cream. Maybe because I'm plus size, people always feel like they gotta bring me a treat when they want to
A
come
peace
talk.
offering. That's what that
Did you
was.
take
oh
it?
my
Did you
goodness.
I
take it?
did, but it melted because I was sitting there like, what is happening? She said, well, the
Right.
mother of the church did not like what you had on.
The mother of the church, Lord have mercy.
Oh
The
wow.
mother of the church. I
Meanwhile,
think I
never
may,
mind. I ain't gonna even
but
go there.
I went back to the church maybe one time after that. Maybe. But
Right.
I don't think I really don't. I mean, maybe it was after the second time. I didn't go back. I did not go back.
Right.
Shout out to my girl Aja. We were doing an internship together. We and Asha for sure wasn't walking up in there because she was the snap queen at that time. So we was killing Florida after that. But I never went back. And I was
And
like, you know what? I think for me, because I'm Baptist, I had to learn that when you go to these different denomination of churches, you have to carry yourself a certain way. And if you are of the church, but you want to get out here and have a little fun, you may have some stress in your life because you can't be who you want to be because you got to live up to whatever whomever told you you should be acting like.
But what I was going to say, Erica, and it's sad because the Lord, and that's great that you do, and you knew it before you entered that building. But what if you was a lost soul, honey?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the church is supposed to be. That's what a church mother's supposed to do. It's supposed to take you in and say, honey, we don't do that here, but we're gonna show you how we, whatever. We're gonna tell you, like, don't judge people. Like, that's
operating
ridiculous.
in the Holy Spirit. These people don't operate in the Holy Spirit. They operate in the flesh and in the human aspect of it. But as you said, everybody that comes to church is not saved.
Right.
That was an opportunity.
Bad.
That was an opportunity.
And I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
Right.
I learned a lot. So, for those women who are offended by the song, that's your opinion. Me personally, I wasn't offended because I feel like it doesn't stray you away from your relationship with Christ. It doesn't, it's not trivializing your relationship with Christ. What it's doing is letting those women know who sit back and tell you what you can and cannot do and what you can and cannot do and what you can and cannot do to basically mind your business and let me live my life. Because I am more than sure those women live their life. There's probably a very small percentage of people who, follow the word to the T. And never made a never made a strike. Exactly.
So
exactly. But the people who I know for sure who cut up the most, no offense if they out there, is the preacher's kids. Those are the ones.
Facts.
We love y'all too, but it's the reality of the situation because the pressure. And look at Sarah Jakes Robert, had a baby young and everything. But she is the bomb.
The inability.
But she is the bomb. She is. I love her podcast. Her father is the TDJs. Can you imagine what he said when she came home pregnant at 14 years old?
Right. And we all done seen Greenleaf. Anyway. Y'all think we all done seen Greenleaf. I know it's fiction, but I know it's based on some facts.
And they should be coming back with a spinoff here soon because it's about time, ain't it?
Right.
So that was a huge one. Yeah, because
I thought they were talking about doing one based on charity, even though
they need to do something. Oh, yes. So overall,
kudos to Beyonce for starting that conversation.
Right.
Yes.
And I think that's
because I feel like she named it that specifically so that people could have this dialogue. So.
About feeling being judged by the church.
It's pretty bad. And people love to judge you. I'm sorry. It should teach all you ugly critters out there who are even keyboard bullies to not judge everybody. Like even Beyonce herself is not perfect. So people are sitting up there ready to jump on this. People are ready to jump on Khalees. People are ready. Doesn't it take too much energy to be a hating ass biatch? Like, does it not?
It does.
That goes to a lot of people. But doesn't it take a lot of energy?
It does.
But people do it. They sit in their house looking a hot, sloppy, raggedy mess, but they get on the keyboard, to get on their phone, scratch, and write all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well, I will say, as it relates to the church is going to have to do something different in order to capture the millennials anyway. But especially after this pandemic, and we're able to sit home and have church. If going in the physical building is going to cause me issue by being judged, I'm going to stay home and send my slides electronically and sit on my sofa and watch it that way. So they might want to tread lightly with that.
Yeah, I got to say before.
Well, people might not be sending their ties in after that controversy. So you never had
I wasn't going. Oh my goodness.
I wasn't going a lot before the pandemic into the building.
Well, say less, friends.
Because our church had the virtual thing. So,
But Brandon,
I mean,
people might not be sending those tithes in either.
That's true too. We only.
but
can
hold
assume.
on, wait a minute. My church, hello, my peoples. You know, I ain't even gonna shout them out because I've been on here talking pure trash. I ain't got time to be put my pastor in that kind of position, but he know who he is. He said we made the most money during the pandemic.
Get out.
We made more during the pandemic than our days of packing out the church.
Mm.
I was
That's
like,
probably because people
OMG.
thought it was the apocalypse, so they said
No,
they need to get ready.
That's because people had more money to spend. You couldn't do nothing with your money, so you might as well give it to the
Absolutely.
Lord, right?
and
They
and
needed
then
them tax
now
write-offs.
well, what's happening is people are going to where they feel the most comfortable. You can watch any
That's
church you
true.
want and feel
That's right.
comfortable. So if they're
Right.
saying what you want to hear and you want to support that church, because when I look at tithes, it is giving back, but we got to keep the lights on. We got to keep the bricks
Mhm.
up. You know, we
Mhm.
Brick and
can't
mortar.
have.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to keep the lights on up in there. So, so shout out to those girls who are figuring out life. Shout out to those gentlemen who are figuring out life. And, as long as you ain't hurt nobody, you ain't backstabbing, you ain't killing, you ain't going over to your neighbor's house being a hot mess, sleeping with their spouse and doing all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Live your life. Because, you got to love that neighbor, ain't it? On many different levels. Okay.
Mhm.
But, you are doing good for you. And when you talk to the Lord, you be like, listen, put it in my heart if this is what I should do, shouldn't do, whatever. And if you have that relationship, he gonna talk to you. He's going to tell you. Like I
Right.
was telling somebody, I woke up this morning. Oh, my girl Stephanie, shout out to my boo Stephanie. I was like, oh my gosh, it was on my heart. I was talking this morning. I kept saying, basically, nothing is too big. It was just like nothing. He's gonna make a way out of no way. But I must have been talking about it in my sleep because I woke up and make a way out of no way. So,
no way.
wow, look at Kevin.
Now I feel like if Kevin found a church with a good choir, he'll go every Sunday.
She. My church actually does have a really good choir. So, yeah. I just be busy. I be tired and I be busy, and
Good
I know that I
night.
can access it online later. So,
I mean, having stuff online is clutch. Like it helps
Right.
tremendously. I don't know. It's a lot. So we wanted to talk about the impact of the album on the Black family. So do you think that Beyonce is spreading a demonic thread that you must be like a Jezebel? Are you all? I saw that too. They said she's spreading the basically the Jezebel spirit. Like, do you feel like you gotta go? Well, there is one song on here where it said she was ready to fall in love, and she said she was ready to F something up.
Oh, I think
And I
that's
was
probably
like,
one of my favorite songs. You're talking
yeah.
about.
What's the name of that song? I like that
Cuff
song.
It. Is it
Yeah.
Cuff It? Yes. It's
Yeah, I
like,
like that
"We
song
want
too.
tonight."
I forgot, Maurice, you are a man of the cloth. He said, amen, rich uncle. We, the people, are the church. Hebrews 10:25. Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves. Come on,
That's correct.
Maurice. Come
That is
Right.
correct.
on.
We need to get Maurice on and see how he feel about it. Come on, Pastor.
Come on in.
Is he on? Bring him on
Uh-oh.
up
Can
here.
y'all see me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I was tripping. Maurice, let us know. Let me know if we should bring you in the room, boo. Let us
All
know
right.
if we need to send you the link. I just really think it's harsh to say somebody. Well, not necessarily harsh. People have their opinion.
What does that
If
have to
you
do with the Black family? I'm still trying to
because they are,
figure out
but
the
they're
link.
saying they're saying these are the impacts to the community. We're like her baseline. We are her first line of fans, and we are quitting our jobs. We're liberated. We're liberated.
But is that a
If
problem?
we want to go have a lot of sex. What else are we doing? We are telling people you cannot judge us. I
Isn't that
don't
what they
think
did in the 70s? And
But people shouldn't be
yes.
judging us anyways. That's in the Bible too. So
I mean, I feel
But my
like
thing is, when I listen to Beyonce, I'm a married woman with 2 kids, honey. It ain't making me feel like I want to leave my kids, leave my husband, do nothing.
it's
Anything is
just
making me want to
music.
do that with my husband and love my kids. Like I just feel like, it's just music. And
Yeah,
I feel
Right,
like
right,
if
right.
that's what you take it as, if you take it as music, then it's music. Like people who taking it to another level, it's not the music that's doing that. That's mental issues.
yeah.
Okay.
People
So
who
it's
It's
not Beyonce. If it's not Beyonce, it will
right.
be
Is
somebody
Beyonce
else.
supposed to raise the
Right.
generation? Is she supposed to like? I, I
No,
don't.
I think
That's very reaching for you to
yeah.
say that
well, I
that
think it's
is
because people will listen to music because it music gets to your soul. So that is
Mm-hmm.
real, right? Because if you listen to gospel music or you listen to a song, you might bust out crying because it's what touched your
Right.
heart, is gone to your soul. So a lot of people who really understand what that looks like, they feel that if it says, I think I'm falling in love, I'm gonna go F something up tonight. Somebody gonna be like, yes, girl, I'm about to go screw with Bobby, Tommy, and them tonight. Yes. But if you're a young girl or a young gentleman, could it be impactful to how you think? Maybe. But I think that's anything. You could hear or see anything that could change your
Mm-hmm.
mood and you cling to it. But me personally, hold on now. Let me see.
So are we
We got
idolizing Beyonce? Is that what we saying?
oh, okay. So we have somebody named Candy Cross. Where's you from? Facebook. All right. So she has put something in the chat saying she needs someone to bless her and her 3 children. All right. So I'll put you right here in the comments so people can check you out. But you know, um, I think anything or anybody can be affected by certain things. Um, and it's up to you and how you're raised, how you're impacted by certain things. If anything, when I heard the song I'm ready to F something up tonight, I was just like, you know what? Sometimes it might be like that. I mean, I'm 37. I'm ready to fall in love
Okay,
and get married
church
and have me
girl.
like one baby. Mhm.
But is that what she was
just
talking about? Get married and she was
When
like,
I heard it, I would want to do. I would when I heard the song,
That's
I was
how
like, I would.
Erica interpreted it.
That's
got
It's
me.
you.
yeah,
I would
her
want
yeah,
to.
yeah.
I
interpretation,
would want to
right?
be with my. I would
Clean
want
it
to be
up
with
for her,
my
Right.
man.
Janice.
Right?
Right.
She threw
Yeah,
her
that's
life
just me.
behind this. She kept
Hmm.
Well, I mean, that was just me. That's all of these opinions are about moi, you know.
Right. Right. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Erica. I hear it, honey.
Thank you. Yes. I mean, if you and everybody, most people who listen to her are grown.
Yep.
Well, even the young girls, young guys are listening to it, but the older women and the older men are like, yes, go out tonight. And if I
Right.
see something cute, I'm gonna wink at them. Hello,
In
or
in regards to the conversation about you know promoting a demonic spirit or whatever, like I I'm just thinking about listening to the album today in comparison with listening to other music. To me it didn't seem any worse than anything else that I've heard.
No,
So what is
yeah,
the
facts.
big deal?
mm-hmm,
What?
Not
because she has such a great impact. I think it's because
Cause she
she has such an
Beyonce.
impact on the world. Everybody's like, no, you shouldn't.
and
It's a lot.
she's not
But it's
But
your
cussing.
why didn't they
choice
say
of
the
whether or
same
not
thing
you
about
want to
Michael
listen to it.
Jackson?
She's not cussing in her songs or nothing. So I like it.
Why
It's
didn't they
not
say the
Who's
same
who
stuff
was
about Michael
Who
Jackson,
wasn't
y'all?
cussing in her songs?
oh
Beyonce
Beyonce was
is not
definitely.
like
Oh,
rapping and cussing and
she
just
was cussing in the
Oh
but
song.
no,
it's
she
not
was
like
definitely
filthy.
getting it
Yeah.
in that song.
It wasn't
Yeah.
like filthy. Even her first song.
It
Her
was a
first
little bit.
song has cussing in it, but
It
it
was,
I
you
wasn't.
don't know.
know,
It's a
it
lot of
was
cussing in.
it
Yeah,
was
it's
it
some
was
cussing
No.
on
definitely
it.
a
But her
20. This
cussing
was
isn't.
18 and up.
It isn't hardcore cussing now. It doesn't make you be like, oh my god.
You're saying it's not hood rap. It's
Right.
not
It's not.
giving rap. You
It's
know what I'm
not giving
saying?
trap music, basically.
It's
No,
not
not at
giving
all.
it's
Right.
not giving Yin Yang Twins, which
She was
I am a
definitely
church girl, but
cussing.
if y'all play Yin Yang Twins, oh my god. And if you've been to any of my parties, you know I am like, baby, play my Yin Yang. And they talk about absolutely horrible stuff. Horrible.
But Brandon, the cussing on the album wouldn't have made my. If I were younger, if I was in my teenager, it wouldn't have stopped my parents from giving me the album. Like even the albums they
Uh
gave me
say what?
it like just thinking
Listen,
about even with the curse words, if it wouldn't have
When I
stopped my
when I
parents from allowing me to listen to it.
when I think about my teenage years and sneaking to listen to Biggie and Little Kim, that's
You had to
different
sneak
than
to do
what
that?
Beyonce gives
I
us.
did. I had to sneak to listen to Trina.
I
Shout
had
out
to
to my
sneak
cousin.
too.
Shout out to my friend Gary because he hooked me up with a CD, a
So
tape. And shout out to my cousin
yeah, it was
Kieta
a
because I
tape.
think she helped me get a CD too.
Yeah, I couldn't even listen
Your
to the
parents
hip
knew
hop
who Biggie
stations. We had
was?
to listen to the old school
I don't
stations
know
in
if
the
they
car.
knew.
We couldn't even listen to the new
I
school
mean, but so
station.
how are they gonna police what you're listening to if they don't? My
Count the
shout out to my
bag.
parents,
Where the
like
money
they
come
didn't.
from? Where the money
Oh, I
reside?
had. I had a job. I had a job.
Oh, okay.
In my
But we
child
couldn't.
age.
But to Johnny's point, yeah. But see, my parents weren't too much older than me, so they were
Mhm.
listening to WPGC 95.5.
Yep.
They were listening
Biggie
to
and
these
Pop. They
channels,
knew it.
93.9. But they were
Yep.
also listening to Quiet Storm, and I'd
Yep.
be sitting there
Right.
like,
That's
I like
Mm.
Quiet Storm.
no,
now we can
maybe
appreciate
now,
it. Right.
maybe
But
now.
back then, no.
But back then, you like, damn,
I
I am
liked
really
it all.
interested
I
in hearing
like
something else.
adult.
No,
I like contemporary AC music. I
So
like
yeah.
baby.
back then.
But did you
Couldn't do
guys
it.
hear about where Beyonce had to take out something for using the word spaz?
Spaz. Me and my mom were shocked, but I never knew. Hey, wee
Yeah.
wee, my brother in here. What's up, William? I did not know that the word
Although,
spaz was an issue. I did not know. I had no clue. I had no idea,
Can
y'all.
y'all
yeah,
fill
I
me
didn't.
in? What's the issue with the word spaz?
Yeah,
It
was
speaks
yeah.
to psychological issues, emotional health.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how was
Yes.
Spazzing out.
Beyonce using it?
Yes,
In what
spazzing
context?
out.
In what context was she using
Spazzing
it?
out in the way that we're describing it. It's in one of her songs that was removed too.
Wow. Y'all know what? If we keep this up, you're not gonna be able to say anything now. Like
Or
you
she's not gonna
literally
release no more music.
You know
I'm
what?
not even talking about Beyonce. I'm talking about just in
Anybody?
general,
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
anybody. Like, what in the world?
So that's the negative of it, like policing that. But I'm thinking because we have streaming, it's great that we have streaming and you can just remove it and put it back up there without it on there.
Right.
Because
And you
back
never
in our
know.
day, when you had CDs,
It
like
was it.
once it's out, it's out.
It's out.
It is
Right.
what it is. I remember I had a copy of Total's album, and one of my friends stole it from me. And my parents, or I went to go buy it over again, and they removed one of the songs off of it because it was too racy or something like that. And I was like, damn, now I'm never gonna be able to get that song again.
Yep.
But think about all the work that they had to do to get the song removed.
Right.
Whereas now all you got to do is click a button and you can just
So
push the
it's funny you mentioned that, Kevin. So now the question is, if you buy a CD of Beyonce's or album, will it be the pre-change or after?
That's a good question.
Do we
I need
need
to go.
to run
I need to
it?
go to Target
Right,
tonight.
Right, get it?
It's not like that no more. It's all streamed, so it's not like the old days. Where
No, they have
No,
physical albums.
they
I
have
still
CDs,
buy
but they
albums.
probably gotta wait. They probably gotta wait because
No,
clearly
Beyonce album is already on the shelf. I saw it, so
I have not been anywhere where I have seen. First
it's
of
in
all,
Target.
where are you
It's in
going?
Target.
You went to. I'm going to Target tomorrow because I need.
Yeah,
Hold on,
it's in
but
Target.
I haven't.
pause.
I don't
What
even
section
look
is
for
that?
music no more. I don't
Pause.
even look for albums no more.
I ordered the Beyonce box. That's how much
Oh,
of a fan I am.
we supposed to be getting that soon. Shout out to my Sora Jam. I
Yeah.
ordered a box. I didn't even know what was in it. She said just order it.
Right.
So I
I
ordered
got
me
the
and
box.
one for my sister. So I guess
So-
we getting a shirt.
All right. So when we going all
Have
out,
they
looking
shipped
like
it yet? Because they probably gonna remove it if
They
they haven't
did.
shipped it.
They
It's-
did
Oh,
ship
okay.
it.
it's coming any day now.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm mad because I didn't know it was unisex, so I ordered a 2X. So it's probably about to be a big old shirt with
Girl,
her on
just
a
tie it
horse.
in a
I'm
knot.
like,
That's
Go
what
on
I'm
and
doing
cut
with
it
my
up and make
clothes
it
now.
unique.
Just
okay,
tie it
so
in a
Maurice
knot.
said, do y'all think that Beyonce's past conspiracies are influencing what people think about these current projects?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And Brandon agrees.
Yes, but
Mhm.
but even her past conspiracies, I know that she went through the legal channels. So
How do you know, Kev?
Yeah.
Did she
because
call you?
No. Because she got, you have to get clearance to do things. So
But that negates what she did on this album. If right?
no.
She got clearance from the person who owned it, which
Who
was
owned it,
Pharrell.
yeah.
Allegedly.
But what about the drag queen? He wasn't called. He wasn't informed that she was going to be using his song.
Only Twinkie got a call.
Only Twinkie, because she a celebrity too.
Oh, Khalees,
but she knew the church because she probably knew the church will blow down.
Let me ask you, with the guy that you're talking about, the drag queen
and a composer, right? So yes, she owns it.
Yeah, that's
Twinkie
good,
said,
good
guess
point.
what? Twinkie said, if you don't shout me out, but I heard she was a fan anyway. All of them are a fan of Beyonce. So it's in her favor at this time.
Well, give me more information on the drag queen. Is it an actual recording of him?
Yes, I will send you.
Is it from like a video or something, or is it like
a video?
Okay. And she didn't credit, or she didn't.
He ain't know nothing.
Permission
He knew
from
nothing.
Whoever published the video is what I'm saying.
Knew
he might not have known nothing, but somebody knew something. But she has an A+ team. They do.
She does.
Business. Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell y'all something. Kevin be in them rooms, honey.
So wait a minute, we're fans, but he's a fanatic or he a stan? What is it?
No, I'm a fan of hers too, but I'm not even saying that. I'm saying you can't legally, you can't push or publish something without getting that clearance first. I mean, so whoever owns,
but like you said, it happens all the time. Again, blurred lines. Now that was a big rocky ass mess. That was a huge mess.
And
yes, and Pharrell.
Pharrell, a common name again, and Marvin Gaye, and his daughter.
His estate was like,
run me my check.
They said, run the money.
And they won too.
And they won big time. I mean,
but we never talked about Monica Lewinsky though.
I'm sorry.
I still don't know what y'all talking about.
It's not relevant. She don't have a point or nothing.
In the song,
she said Monica Lewinsky on
my gown.
Right. So should Monica Lewinsky get a check too?
Monica needs to be. Somebody needs to.
So she shouted her out.
You can't say.
You don't remember Partition, the song?
But
Monica,
I know the song that y'all are talking about, but I'm saying, what's the relevant?
She done came back.
She came on social media talking shit
because she shouted her out in the song.
She want her to take her name out the song.
Is it a shout out? Do you want to be known for
that? Is a shout out. That was a shout out. That was
that's
used
exactly
in a
what it
positive
is. So
way.
I did not have sexual relations with that man.
Monica Lewinsky on my blood.
Come on, daddy.
So what did Monica say? She said she wants her to take it out, or she doesn't. Well, it's out there now. My thing is,
she was cheating with a married man. She should be ashamed of herself. Bill should be ashamed of herself. But Monica, you knew he was a married man. He was the president of the United States, you idiot. And you gonna sit up there and give him the guac 3,000.
She told one person, and then as soon as you tell somebody, don't say nothing. You might as well can that. Because this is already.
But why is she giving everybody the details of her guac 3,000? You are
she need to sit down and be quiet somewhere, honey. Nobody was even thinking about you. What is you coming with? Like, sit down.
And when we do think about her, it ain't positive. So
no, she gives her guac 3,000.
Beyonce did not use it in a negative way. Beyonce was doing it to Monica. She was talking about she gonna do the Monica.
Get out of my Now, Beyonce didn't even have to say Monica.
Come on, daddy, bring me a towel. And she say something like that.
Y'all, she for real, Beyonce knowing with her, if she, according to Kevin, because you know he in the know, baby. He said she got the A+ team. Why she had to use that lady name? She knew. If she knew what she knew.
She can say,
no, baby. I saw a video today that said Nia Long's name has been used like 50-something times in music videos. Nia Long. Yeah, Nia Long. So that's what people do. People use the song.
Like you don't have to get permission to use somebody's name in the song. Like what?
He said, Brandon said, time out. The power dynamics in that relationship. She was an intern and he was the president. Hashtag me too. Listen,
Lord.
it's too much. And then
So
what
she
was that?
Right.
thought,
We was
so
what, in elementary school when this
right,
happened,
so she
ma'am.
thought that she was gonna move from an
But
intern
she
to
never
like a
really came
secretary.
from that angle, did she? Did Monica
Yeah,
ever come from
no,
that angle?
no, they used that as a defense. That it was like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that she was trying. He used his power as an advantage over her. Yeah,
Hmm.
but
Sounds
she didn't
I,
scandalous.
get anything from it.
I don't
Sound
think
like scandal.
when it was, I don't know. I'm not even gonna speak to it because you know what? It
Quid
is what it
pro
is.
quo. That's what it is.
In closing,
In
I'm gonna
closing.
let y'all have y'all final word. We're gonna start with the A1 executive Kodak Kev because clearly Kev,
Really? That's where I
yes,
am now.
Kev
Okay.
flies to LA, baby. He's in all the meetings. They zoom him in. I'm sorry, they zoom him
Okay.
in.
All
He
right.
knows the business. Okay, the
Mhm.
A1 executive. What is your final word for the night, Kev? Give us something good. Speaking from the music side of the
Um.
house.
I just wish that art could just be art, and that everything they have to be under such a microscope. But
Yeah.
that's all.
All right. Be the rich uncle. Last words.
Get out there, support our girl Beyonce. She's been in the game, killing it since we were in high school, and that's when she broke loose from
Middle
Destiny's
school.
Child.
Middle school,
No, no,
yeah.
no, no, no. As a solo artist, high
Oh,
school.
as a solo artist.
No, we were in college.
Because
We
We
were
were
in
in
We were in
college.
college. We
no,
college.
were
no,
in
no,
We
college.
no,
were in college.
We
We
were
Brandon
in
were in
probably was
college.
still in
college.
high
no,
school.
no. Look, I
Yeah.
Brandon
graduated
was
the
in
same year that
college.
y'all did.
Brandon
Pause.
was in college.
No, no, I was in high school when
You were
Beyonce
not.
came
She was
out.
Destiny's Child in
No, she
high
was
school.
Destiny's Child when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Cause when Crazy in Love came out, I'm gonna tell
That
you
was
where I
at
was
No,
at.
we were
That
at
was
graduated.
our
A&T.
freshman
Yeah.
No,
year. That was
Yeah.
our freshman year.
I was at the
Mm-mm,
bookstore at A&T and
Mm-hmm.
everybody was singing. Look at
mm-mm.
me, looking so crazy in love.
My best friend,
Nope.
Sweet Mate, would listen to that album every single night. Lord
I'm
have
about to
mercy.
tell y'all when it
Tell
came
us.
out. So give me a
Tell us.
moment.
It
Um,
came out 2003, the summer of 2003. So that's going into college.
That was
okay,
in college.
thank
We
you.
was in college.
Okay,
But when it
We
dropped,
weren't in high school no more. That's the
we
but
were
we
point.
not in
weren't
We
high
were
school.
officially in
Well,
college either.
we weren't in
but
high school.
We
but
We
when
were
it
not in
were.
high
dropped,
school.
when it
Anyway, I
dropped,
digress. Continue
I
to
don't know. We still
support
need to look up the dates
Beyonce.
because we was all
It was
in front
in
of the
June.
bookstore.
It was right after the BET Awards. It came out the next
I'm gonna
day.
tell
I
you this.
remember.
When I heard what I heard, I was in front of the Brown bookstore at A&T, and we was just. I'm sorry,
It-
I did not hear that before I graced the campus. It happened
and
while I was on campus.
and I go even further. If you're gonna sample a song, write a paper. Please add all the footnotes, all
Thank you.
the bibliography,
That's
all
right.
the. I mean, I don't know what else to say. If you got to phone a friend, do that.
That's
Like,
right. That's right.
yeah, it's just a respect
It's
thing.
gonna get
Yeah,
to
it
the
is.
Because if
point
I
where
was in Khaleesi's shoes, I would feel slighted. I don't know who I would be mad at. Is it Pharrell? Is it Beyonce? Is it everybody? I don't know.
Or
Or would it
yourself.
be myself because I
Right.
signed a contract that maybe I didn't really know what the hell I was signing, and that's you kind of got to look at self. You got to, I hey, I say less. That's what I say.
Okay.
it's gonna
All
get
right.
to the point where artists are not just they're just not gonna release stuff anymore because it's not safe to do. Because if something that you do that is originally your own, thoughts sounds like something else, somebody can claim
Yeah.
that you're stealing their stuff.
So are we
So
saying there's no originality anymore? Is that what you're saying?
no,
Definite,
there's originality, but
definitely
if I
originality.
never heard the song and it just so happens that I come out with a song that sounds like a song that you did, you can still sue me and say that I took it, even though I never heard your song. So that I feel like it's gonna get to a point where people are not even gonna feel comfortable releasing music because somebody gonna always have something to say or say that you stole it from me. You know.
Okay, Miss Johnny's.
Well, I'm gonna say I'm that girl living cozy, living like an alien superstar, and I'm
Oh,
company with my husband this
go down the
season. This
list.
our season, honey. That was like
Oh
my
my
the
god.
top 4 songs of the album, and I really love it.
Me
And
too.
it's giving, it's giving real good vibes. That's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna
It
say.
gives B-Day vibes, right? We haven't had an
Right.
album like
Right. And y'all know I'm ready for this tour, so y'all know I'm gonna be there.
Johnny's is so. Let me tell you, she's been talking about this
That's my
literally
bucket
for
list,
years.
y'all.
She's like,
Listen.
Erica, when the concert come out, so we got to be quick. We got to make a decide.
Have you
y'all. We
seen her?
gotta make a
You've seen her
decide.
before,
Erica,
though, right?
we've already done this before.
I've never
so-
seen Beyonce
Hey.
in
Oh,
concert.
okay.
Erica
So
and I
yeah, I
have
can
done this
understand that,
before.
Johnny, if you haven't seen her before. I feel like I've seen her twice now. I don't need to see her again, even if
I've
she has
seen
new
her
Well,
music.
Kevin
4
doesn't have
times.
to, but I
4
will go
times.
back because it's a show. It's a
You
whole
know
show.
what I wish I could have
It's
went
a whole
to?
back.
Coachella. That's what I wish I could have went
Oh yeah,
to.
that would have been
Hell
dope.
no,
That
I
would have
don't do
been
festivals.
That
I
one
do
would've
not. I do not. If you know me, you know Erica P don't do no festivals,
done.
baby.
She wouldn't
I
even go
don't.
with me to Roots Festival this year.
Hell no.
Up in Philly, I was
Listen.
mad.
Are you sure?
I don't
Like
do
you've done some
festivals.
festivals before.
I
felt
did one just enough. That
Made
was
in
just enough.
America.
It got to, you know, when
That was
we
your
really
first
blow
and your
up.
last, huh?
Like, hello. So when we blow up and we get to have our own VIP area with our own fancy pretty John, our own pretty John. Oh, because
porta
y'all know
john,
it's dusty, stanky,
a porta
nasty,
potty.
filthy, trifling. It's too much. I can't do it, y'all. I just can't. I'm just too bouge.
Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Oh
that.
my gosh. Look at Maurice's question. Is there a story, Brandon, about Beyonce concert?
It should be.
Maurice.
It should be.
Maurice.
With Erica's
Maurice.
sister on there. Yep.
My sister wants to
Yeah.
come on so damn
Yep.
bad
It
to
should
do
be.
a
We
story
got a lot to
time
say.
about.
Erica, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna have another Beyonce concert.
If my sister get on here, first of all, we're gonna have to take 2 hours to scrub names out her mouth because the Kevin B done had the bleep 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 bleep. I mean, seriously, it was so.
So look, this is what 3 years later, 4 years later, we still talking about it. Hilarious.
So when Johnny sees that the Beyonce concert information has dropped, we're gonna have to figure out where we all want to go collectively, and we just go to the show. But we just cannot, you know. Oh my god. Yes, to answer your question, Maurice. Yes, there is a story.
Yeah,
it's a story from hell. Yes, it
coming
is.
soon to a podcast near you.
Ooh, Jesus. We thank y'all so much for joining us this evening. We're literally going to turn around and push this. So if you're listening to this on the podcast platforms, you are listening to a live recording that literally took place less than 12 hours ago less than 12 hours from the drop. Because it's Eastern Standard Time and it's 9:47, and by midnight we just gonna turn this joint around and push. So if you participated with us tonight, we thank you so very much. We appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Come back, make sure you subscribe, like, share, all the above, and let us know what you think. And thank you again to everybody who joined us. And if you're listening all across the world, we love you and we appreciate you. But y'all have a wonderful week. Bye.